So here we have now Aisling Boland, chairperson of Killoga Ladies GA, and Joe Farrell, trainer of the Killoga Ladies senior team. I suppose before we get into the ladies side of the club, can I ask you both about your earliest memories of football or GA in Rosemount?
Ladies first.
Coming down to the park every Sunday morning for training, and then playing with the school as well, and it was all boys and girls at that stage, so and it was just part and parcel of everyday life. Being down here in the pitch and going to matches. Remember going to matches in Castletown, gig, and that was kind of one of the big pitches at the time next to Cusack Park.
And Joe, what about yourself?
Well, my earliest memory would be Simon Boland in Crown and collect a load of us, do you know what I mean? And he'd pick me up and he'd drive on and pick on someone else, and we'd get in, there would not be a seatbelt to be seen, as the lad says, because it'd take up room. And after match and wherever we'd go, you know. But one of my earliest memories, I remember going to a match in Mullingar, and Pete Keenan was driving a van. He had a red high-ace van, and we were in the back of it now, wedged. And we went under the bridge of Ballina, and a lorry was sitting in the middle of the bridge, a real wet day, coming through. And Pete stuck us the course road, and we went like skittles all over the back of it, flying everywhere. And when we all got sitting back up, everybody says, "Jeez, thank God Joe Kane wasn't driving the van." And someone else said, "If Joe Kane was driving that van, we'd have met that at Mullingar."
And did you win that match?
No, we didn't. No. No, look, Mullingar and Athlone that time were fierce strong. Do you know what I mean? They were always a strong team. I remember playing underage. We played Mullingar, and at half time we brought on our 5 subs. We had 20 on the field. So there was 20 and there was 15, and we couldn't get past halfway. And Edward McCormick was in goals. And Edward went to kick our ball, and didn't he slip? And didn't he kick the ball over our own bar? No, we were disgusted because we were getting paid without scoring another point for them against us, you know. Look, it was the enjoyment of it all. And I used, like I said, you know, it was what we had. You know, it was our social thing. Came down, met all the lads. It was a great meeting place and enjoyment, you know. And that's kind of made us comrades, and we got to know people around the parish, you know. That's the big thing, I suppose, you know, involvement in it.
And I suppose 89 then was obviously probably a highlight. You were involved in the team in 89?
Yeah, 89. And like 89 started off, you know, you could never say, 89 was the year it was going to happen, because years after that we should have won and we didn't. So it's like anything, you need luck to win. 89, like semi-final, 10 minutes to go, we weren't in it, and we, you know, so you need the luck. It was marvellous. I suppose I remember talking to Johnny one day, and he says that he had my signature. And I said, "What?" And he says, "I have your signature." And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "When the 89 team was going well," he says, "I was a young lad," he says, "and I came down to the dressing room, and he says, I got all your signatures." But that's what I'm saying. A little bit of success, it brings the young crowd, gives them an interest. They don't remember where, you know, they just remember the whole celebration and all that. And it brings the club on again, and you need that little bit of success to keep the thing revived and going. So, yeah, 89 was a great year. But to say it was foreseen or anything, what really made it was we had numbers. I remember training below in the park, and it was 33 or 32 for no reason training, you know what I mean, all there, and it's the numbers really that made it, you know. So you want that bit. Look, I never thought at the time that 89 that, you know, it wasn't going to happen again as quick, you know. But like, we have a great team there coming again, like, you know. So it's like everything, you know, goes in cycles, you know. And like, I was out there last day, they're watching the lads playing, and they're playing great football. So like, no one can ever say what a year will bring. You just go with it, and the whole thing is enjoy the ride. It's not the destination. It's enjoying and being with your friends. And as I said, don't get huffed. You know, come down. This is where you belong. This is where you're wanted. You know, come. It doesn't matter. Lads get vexed over not being on the field, and that's not what it's about. It's about being part of the team. You're a sub, whatever. Playing your part, being involved, because your community, you'll always be wanted here. Do you know what I mean? And that's the main thing, I think, you know.
And I suppose then in recent times the ladies club have become a big part of the club here in Rosemount. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so in May 21, Killoga Ladies Club was established. A few people between Rosemount and Castledaly got together, and worked very hard and got the club established, and it wouldn't have happened without the support of Rosemount GAA and Castlelally GAA. Whatever was needed, they said yes. And then we had a first training session in May 21 in the middle of COVID, and huge numbers turned up, and it was just a roaring success. And all the players that came back playing football, obviously ladies sports have a huge dropout rate, so there's a lot of girls that came back to play and are still playing. So it's been really great ever since. We have under 12s, under 14s, under 16s, minors, and our junior team as well, and coaches from both Castlelally and Rosemount. We can get the pitches whenever we want, and obviously that's been, you know, a squeeze to make sure that all of the teams can get pitches, but we've been catered for, and it's gone better than anybody could have expected, I'd say. And ultimately we have 100 happy girls out training, playing football every week.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've had some success as well, like since the club became operational as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
I can speak to the junior team. I'm a player with the junior team, so we had our first match here actually against St. Joseph's, and we had to play in the Rosemount jerseys because our jerseys are the same as obviously the boys. Our name is the same as the boys, Cill, and so our yellow jerseys were too like to St. Joseph's ones, so we had to wear the Rosemount tops, and a huge crowd came and we won, which was a surprise. And it was always a great day. I'll never forget that. And then that year we got to the semi-final of the championship, and then the following year we got to the Division 4 league final and the junior final again, of course, against St. Joseph's. And I believe that was the biggest crowd ever seen at a match in Garrycastle. So Garrycastle said it was, you couldn't get standing room in the place. So we were lucky in the two finals that year, and it's been we're still going strong since. And I think what has been said to us is the bond between the girls that's there. The girls are happy to come training, and we have all the under 16 girls coming with us as well. And then the underage teams have had huge success as well across all of the grades, and Joe has been involved in that as a coach through and through.
Yeah, look, I just think it's a huge opportunity. Girls got to know their neighbours, you know what I mean, never had any connection with them. Like, I think Oige ladies, they've got to know people that live in the road because they're getting lifts, they're coming down. It has brought them all together. Like, in fairness, like, the ladies have supported Rosemount GAA, been supportive. They're getting a chance now to pull a jersey on and represent, and it makes a huge difference, and it's huge for them. To feel proud, it's great to see, you know, them getting the chance. Like, Oige boys was started a few years ago. Rosemount seen the opportunity. They knew they needed to advance, to join with Castlelally. Oige boys was formed. It gave them a better platform of giving football to the boys. They now have done the same thing for the girls. It was a template there for Oige ladies to follow what the Oige boys were doing. So the template was there. We done the same thing. It's a huge opportunity for them. They're all delighted. Any girl, any boy now, there's football available, and they're all getting the same opportunity to play football for their local clubs. So all happy.
Yeah, and like that's a big thing for be it a girl or a boy, is that you have the opportunity to play within your own club. And tell us, say, some of the underage teams for Oige then, how have they been going since?
Oh yeah, look, the underage is going very well. They won the first year. We won the under 14, and we're in the final at under 16. They won the under 14 last year. They won the under 14 and the under 16. Look, they're doing very well. The under 12s, they have a great panel, great young players coming in, a lot of numbers coming in there. And like I said, Castlelally, they just work well together. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, the template is there with the boys. And like I said, Rosemount, you have Rosemount facilities, which are second to none. You have Castlelally. They're working well together, you know, and Rosemount GAA, like, they couldn't do enough for Oige ladies, like, you know what I mean, they've helped any way they could, made the facilities available, you know, couldn't ask for any more really, you know.
So I suppose, you know, the Rosemount GAA is 100 years old this year. It's very apt. Maybe it's a pity it didn't happen maybe a few years earlier, but it's great that on our Centenary that we have a very collaborative club, and you know, everyone is catered for.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the cherry on top to have Oige ladies formed. As Joe said, you know, the facilities have been here for years. The sense of community is second to none. The supporters can't be beaten at all. That's always been there. And like anything you need, people say yes. And I think now when girls are growing up, they can see, I can play with my club the whole way through. From Rosy Tots to Rosemount LGFA, play with Rosemount boys, then into Oige girls, from under 12s the whole way up. So I think it's really important that they can see that pathway for themselves, and ultimately that the boys can see that the girls have that pathway as well, and that all things are equal. Because we want the girls to understand that football for girls is as important as football for boys, which has been the core of Rosemount for 100 years now.
But they're a huge bond. I see if the Oige boys are playing, you know, the girls, you'd be hearing, we have to go watch them. And if the girls are playing, you know, the boys come watch the girls. Like I seen us playing the last day, they played the final, done the 14 final below in Multifarnham.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was to go and watch the boys play. The boys were playing a final. They wasn't to go celebrate. We're all out the gate and over to watch.
They were in Bunbrusna, the under 15s, the same day.
You know, so there's the huge bond of, you know, you supporting each other, and you know they all are buying into it.
Pride of place. And like from talking to a lot of people maybe that remember things from a good few years ago, GAA and football was so important in Rosemount, and it appears that that's continuing through even with the LGFA as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like, in fairness, when we were young, like, the boys had football, and I always just say the girls had nothing. Like, Rosemount Club is complete now. It is offering football to anybody that wants to play football, and you know, they have the pride, and people have, as you said, you're proud of where you come from, and you want to represent it.
I believe you're even back playing walking football. I'm not that old yet. I have a few years to go to catch up with them boys.
He's too busy training us. Yeah. That's taking up his time.
So you're busy. You're training the senior ladies team, and are you involved with underage teams as well?
No.
Not this year, but you have been.
These are a full-time job. Well, we have two teams out. We have a Division 4 and a Division 6 team, and that's to give girls football because we have the numbers. Yeah. Which is brilliant. So now the championship we just have a junior team, but like we're able to field two teams, a Division 4 and Division. That's over 30 girls from the Rosemount Castle area playing football. Yeah. It's 30 plus girls playing football. Like, what more could you ask for? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's brilliant. Yeah. So no, I'm managing these full time, and it's a full time job. I'm living in a house with women, and I know that.
And you're combining playing with some of the administrative role as well. How's that going?
Yeah. Look, I was on the committee since the beginning as PRO, and you know, anything to help out. And I think that it was really important initially to raise the profile of the club, because people didn't. Obviously, it's a new club, so you want to make sure that the name is out there. And I think it actually helped raise the name of the boys' club as well now. So Oige is well established, and it's with great pride to see people wearing the colours around and the gear. But yeah, took on the role of chairperson this year. But it's easy when you have a good committee and people are so committed to it, and anything that needs to be done gets done. The same as Rosemount.
Very good. Thanks very much for coming down and sharing your memories, and great work with the LGFA, and best of luck for the future.
Yeah, well, the best of luck to Rosemount. Congratulations making 100 years. Another 100 years, we look forward to it.
We'll see you at the 200.
Yeah, see you.